Are we live? Are we live? Are we live, Linky? Linky, do we say good Sunday morning to everybody? We got to say good morning. I mean, it's Sunday, April 24th, 7:15, day 14 of my 75 strong. I'm old. I'm tired, and I sleep with a stinking sleep apnea machine. And I fell off last night. I must have been choking because my throat hurts. Probably hear it in my voice, huh? Good morning, brother. Good morning, Marilyn. How are you? Facebook user, remember, if it doesn't show your name and you want it to, you have to give StreamYard permission or go to the page or go to YouTube. But other than that, we respect the anonymity. Karen Shaw, good morning. Oh, it's Sunday. Everybody got their coffee? Boom, I got mine. I got this cup in Montana. Felice and I visited Montana. Oh, what's up, Clay? How you doing, brother? How you doing? Yep, me and Linky went to Montana one time, just us two. So, 75 days, day 14. I'm here. The hardest part is not saying but. So, if you're a part of recovering addict, I'm going to say this a few times. Don't drink coffee. What? Damn. I need coffee. I live on coffee. That's for darn sure. Coffee and rock stars, or I switched over to bangs now. I've been drinking lots of bangs. So I started a challenge for recovering addict. And it starts May 1st. I believe May 1st is a Monday. But it's a 30-day challenge. 30 days. 30 days in a row. 7 days a week. 4 times. 7 times. 4 times through a 7-week, right? 7 days in a row. You can do it. And what does this challenge entail? Looking for 20 things you're grateful for throughout your day. The second one is going to be reading a nonfiction book, something to make you smarter, something to up your recovery, something to educate you somehow. Get your mind in a different area, in a different way of thinking. So pick something like that. And the third thing is 30 minutes of moving or exercise or walking or stretching or lifting, or go hard and lift weights. Try to lose weight. But those 3 things. And I have a channel in the Discord. Let me show y'all what I'm talking about here. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to share. But over in the Discord, and if you're not in the Discord, that is really where the heartbeat of this recovery in your pocket community is. So you should probably... Oh, there it is. Let's see, I'll pull those over here. I'm going to share it right now. But check it out. Underneath main chat, it's called the 30-day challenge. 30 days in a row, 20 things you're grateful for, 15 minutes of reading a nonfiction book, and 30 minutes of exercise. Get out there and breathe, move around for 30 minutes. Every single day for 7 days or for 30 days in a row. And if you complete this, you're going to get a full merch set from me. If you can make it, here's the rules. You've got to start Monday. So I guess there's really 4 things about this challenge. Is because you're going to have to post things you're grateful for and 2 pictures. One of yourself in your spot, wherever you're at, reading your book, and a picture of you in the middle of your exercise or a walk or stretching. And everybody that signs up, I'm going to create a channel that with your name on it so that you can post in your channel for this. And if you miss one day, boop, channel gets deleted. Know what I mean? Nicole says, but I can't promise 30 minutes of exercise when I work 18 hours under or unload a dozen trucks. I would just capture that, Nicole, and Consider that one of your 30-minute workouts. An overlord says, I could do this, but 20 gratitude things, I'm not going to be super repetitive. The whole point of going for 20 is so you don't just sit down and just whip out 3 or 4 immediately. If you want to do your gratitude list at the end of the day, or do it as you're going throughout your day, but the whole point of the gratitude list of this magnitude is to have you looking for things to be grateful for throughout your whole day, forcing your mind into a positive state. So that's what that's all about. So if you're in, get in the Discord, go to the 30-day challenge and drop, I'm in. And Overlord says, yep, well, I have to learn to pay attention to more the good things. I'm in. So that's what that's all about, yo. I would love to see you join me. And the reason that I am pushing this challenge for our group is because I'm 14 days into my challenge. 2 weeks, right? 75 strong. I've been doing it for 2 weeks now, 14 days in a row. And I've been completing 10 checklist items on here every single day. I've been listing 20 things I'm grateful for and 20 things I appreciate about myself. I sit still and meditate for 15. I move and work out for twice. I'm working out twice a day at 45 minutes. I'm eating healthy, skipping alcohol, obviously, because we know where that leads me. I read a nonfiction book. I learn a concept or new skill, and I do something I'm passionate about. What? Who is it? Hi, sweetie. So get involved. Geesh, good morning. I'm glad you're here. Great morning. Great morning. Day 14. The hardest part is the mind. But I've set my day up, my schedule, my next 75 days to not compromise on anything. I have priorities, and my priority is to do this live stream every morning around this time, to drop a daily vlog of my day, of my 2 workouts and how I'm eating and whatever happens in that day. Those are top priorities that I'm not going to let anything get in the way of. Obviously, tragedy and all that kind of stuff happens. If it happens, it happens. And obviously that'll be something that, but it's not going to be, I'm not going to look for an excuse. Like my uncle just died 2 days ago. 2 days ago, I could have used that as an excuse to just cut out for a day and everybody would have understood. But no, it happened. I'm sad about it. Gonna miss the guy. But I still continue with my goals and my priorities. Did I adjust and bob and weave to go see family and stuff in between there? Of course. Of course I did. But I didn't let anything compromise my goals. Your actions speak loudly to what your true priorities are. Stupid dogs. So annoying first thing in the morning when dogs bark at my head. Everybody do me a favor and dislike this video. Hit that thumbs down button. I'll try something new. We're always asking for likes, and just start disliking them all. Day 14, growing up. We are going through in the mornings this book. It's a 30-day prayer challenge for men. And this one says, and brethren, I couldn't speak to you as a spiritual man, but as to men of flesh and as to infants in Christ. I gave you milk to drink, not solid food, for you were not yet able to receive it. Even now, you are not able for you to eat. You are still too fleshly. He's like, man, I should be speaking to you like a man, but I still have to give you baby food. You're still not ready. And that's kind of where I'm at in my recovery. I feel like I think it's time for all of us that have been in our group, that know the Discord, that have been around Recovering Addict for the last year and a half or so. It's time to start upping our game, starting to eat a little bit more adult food. And that's another thing this 30-day challenge is about. It's time to start practicing self-control, self-mastery, because that's what recovery is about, is learning yourself and mastering yourself. And it's not a finish line we're going to cross. This is just something we're going to learn how to do for the rest of our lives, because it just keeps getting better and better and better. And that's why I'm forcing this challenge down everybody's throat, is because I'm 14 days in and I see the benefit of what I've already gone through and how it's affecting my daily life. I'm more busy. I go to bed later and I wake up earlier. And throughout the day, I am in a more positive, happy mood. On average, I mean, I have times where I'm grumpy. I have times where things bother me, obviously. But when I look back before doing this, I'm seriously like, my mood has gone up, and I think it's forcing my mind into those positive mindsets. 20 things I'm grateful for. Oh my gosh. How do I list 20 things? That's a lot. How do I list 20 things again tomorrow? And then I just find myself throughout my day like, I'm positive for that. Oh man, I am grateful for that. Oh, that's awesome. And then you just start forcing yourself. And then guess what? That builds a habit of you constantly thinking about things you're positive about instead of always thinking negative. And then if you start looking at people without trying to criticize or judge them, but you look for something positive in them, it forces your mind to do this. Your mind has to be worked just as hard as your body. So in this challenge, my challenge I'm doing in particularly, I'm working out 45 minutes twice a day, and one has to be outside. And the workouts for the mind are just as intense, right? 20 things you're grateful for, 20 things you admire about yourself. The one that I'm doing. Reading, meditating, and what was the other one? A new concept and a new skill. And then doing stuff you're passionate about. Pushing yourself into these limits, into these realms of positive action. Instead of like, oh, I went to a meeting today, back into your same old mindset. Oh, okay, fine. I read my little book today. Back to the same old mindset. No, every day you got to set it up, commit to it, and do it for 30 days and see where you're at in 30 days. You'll be surprised. Eugene, good morning. We are starting a challenge, and if you want in, let me know. 30 days of positive thinking, exercise, and learning. And at the end of that 30 days, anybody that completes it is going to get a full merch set from me. And if you're in, I'm going to do this right after this live stream. I'm going to set up everybody's name that said they were in on the side, so they have their own channel to post about their daily challenge. And that's not going to be the last challenge. I tell you what, we're going to continue to do these types of challenges forever. As long as this channel exists and as long as people are around to do it, we're going to do it. So do you remember the moment that you first realized you weren't a kid anymore? Maybe it was something small like getting your first paycheck, your driver's license. Maybe it was a major life transition like graduating high school or moving out on your own. Perhaps it was a time of hardship like losing a parent or life-threatening illness. Whatever your moment or season was, all men know that at some point, boyhood is coming to a close and manhood has begun. That was a tough time in my life. I remember that transition from being a kid into like, oh man, I'm a man now. And it was early, you know. I think all people in general go through this, whether you're a woman, a girl turning into the adult woman, and vice versa, the men. But around 16, 17 till you're about 24, that's what it seemed like for me, was just this. My head still said I was little. My head still said I was a kid. But society and age and having a job and having to survive and live for myself was saying other things. And so I was in the middle of doing stupid crap. I got in a lot of trouble when I was young. You know, I was locked up at age 17 a couple times, gotten on probation by 18. I ran away, moved out, left the house at 15, dropped out in 10th grade. So my transition into manhood was the rough road, learning everything the hard way. It all worked out, man. I wouldn't change a thing for my education. My education is OJT, on-the-job training, experiencing life the hard way. You know, I wouldn't change it for the world. What about you? What about you in your life? Remember that transition? Growth is what we're designed for. Growing up is good. Even Jesus experienced growing into manhood. Luke gives us two interesting incidences about Jesus' life. From the time of his circumcision at 8 days old until Jesus was 12. Luke sums up his early childhood in a single statement. The child continued to grow and became strong, increasing in wisdom, and the grace of God was upon him. When Jesus was 12, his parents took him to Jerusalem to the Passover, but when they left to return home, Jesus stayed behind. Assuming he was with the relatives in the caravan, Joseph and Mary didn't discover their mistake for a whole day. They returned to Jerusalem and searched for 3 more days when they finally found Jesus in the temple listening and asking questions to the rabbi. And he seemed surprised it took them so long to figure out where he was. Like, duh, didn't you know this is where I was going to be? God is my father, and I'm going to hang out in his house. And from that point on, he kept increasing in wisdom. What are we doing to continue to increase in wisdom? I think that's one thing with society and the way everything is programmed us to be. Get out of high school, get some type of little education or trade school, get into a job that pays just well enough to milk you out for 40 years until you're 65, then retire, right? Stack up that nest egg. And so once you're done learning and you're in your job of choice, your career, that you're done learning and you're just riding it out to play it safe, to stack up a nest egg, to make sure you're safe and taken care of when you're old, and then you can retire and maybe do a couple of laps around the country in an RV or an airplane or a motorcycle. One thing I'm starting to realize is that as soon as just this last couple of years, and it goes back to my whole thing with Link's accident and my perspective change on life and being a severe alcoholic, I stopped learning. I stopped pursuing things to make me wiser, to make me better. But now that I'm back on a track of learning new things, getting out of my comfort zone, growing mentally, spiritually, and physically, that life is all of a sudden fresh and happy again. But if you're just going to stagnate, go to a job that you hate, come home, try to relax and stuff away the fact that you hated the whole day you just did because the only thing you're doing is looking forward to Friday, and then your weekend's just like boop, gone because you're trying to stuff all this fun or relaxing or yard work or anything else you got to take care of, and then you just keep doing this whole cycle. So you got to figure out something to keep yourself wise, healthy, and spiritually fit, and then pursue it and go after it and commit to it. And I hope that this 30-day challenge is going to be something that's going to help us all do that. And the reason I say that is because I'm on 14 days of doing it, and it is seriously changing like my day. I noticed my interactions with the kids are a lot more fun and happy. Stephen Jones says, rejects passivity, expects God's great reward, accepts responsibility, leads courageously. Amen. I like that. It's good stuff there, Steve. Thank you. Thank you very much. So ask yourself this. What evidence can I point to in my life that I am growing? And if you're a Christian, how are you growing in Christ? Whatever your higher power is on your spiritual side of things, how are you growing into that? Or 2 is, how have I been complacent or lax in any spiritual discipline that I used to pursue? I love that old saying. We talk about prayer and mindfulness. One of the things on our checklist is to sit and meditate and be quiet for 15 minutes. And that can be a good place to pray. And nothing new here. I bring nothing new to the table ever. But the whole thing of hide something under your bed that you use every day. Like if you're going to charge your phone, charge it underneath the middle of your bed, so that when you get up, you have to get on your knees to get it. And since you're on your knees already, you might as well take that time and start praying. Force yourself on your knees first thing in the morning to start praying. It works. It works. Do stuff like that to force yourself and to remind yourself and to change things up. We have a member of our group that she changes up the way that she gets ready for work. Instead of like, socks, shorts, shirt, hat, she'll put on the hat, shorts, and the shirt, and then change it up every day. How can I grow in wisdom that will help others become more like Jesus? How can you help grow in wisdom that's going to help you help other recovering addicts? How are you going to grow in wisdom that's going to help you raise your children? How are you going to grow in wisdom that's going to help you help your coworkers? How are you going to be the wise person in the room that's going to be there for the people that need you when they need you? How are you going to be there? How are you going to grow in wisdom that when your parents are at that age where they're starting to get too old to take care of themselves, that you're the strong one in the room and you have the advice to offer the ones around you? I don't know. I'm looking to be all of those things. At least wise enough. Am I supposed to be teaching the things of God by now? And how can I begin? And I think about that with our group. And I look at a lot of the people that are in our Discord. A lot of you should be teaching by now. Come off constantly just feeding. And now time to turn around and put your strength in. And if you're not there and you don't have the strength to start leading and you've been a part of this group for a year and a half, 2 years, then you're not working your program properly. You should be farther along in your program, a year and a half, 2 years. If you're not, then you need to figure out and do something. How do you get your comments back on YouTube? I just saw a text come through somewhere. Hold on, brother. How do I turn my comments back on YouTube? I don't know. It should be like if you're on your phone, right underneath it should say live chat. And in the live, just click that live chat button. Don't forget to dislike this video. Maybe my new thing. Yeah, dislike it. So in the morning, ask God for the wisdom to increase your growth in Christ. Something like this. Father, grant me the wisdom and understanding to overcome my spiritual infancy. Father, grant me the wisdom to understand and to overcome my spiritual infancy or my recovery infancy. I've been a part of Recovering Addict for 2 years, but I'm still just showing up. Nothing's changed much. Recovery infancy. Good morning, bro. Yeah, dude, I don't know. It should be just right there on your phone that says live chat. I know that if you're on YouTube. Or go out and come back in. So that I may keep growing in you and your word, Father, please guide me to be more Christ-like and to bring me into spiritual maturity so that I may be a man who I can better serve your kingdom. Where are you at in recovery? Drop your clean dates if you're paying attention. This is Link, and I disliked this video. And I disapprove of this message. Think about it. I would expect myself to be where I am in recovery. And that's trying things like I'm doing now with the 75 Hard Challenge. Trying new things like going live every morning to try to be a better teacher and leader. Because I've been clean since October 5th, 2019. I'm going on 3 years. April, May, June, July, August, September, October. So 2.5 years sober. And I hadn't drank, for a few months before that. So it's closer to 3 years. And I took 3 stupid shots. And then recovery kicked in. I went to 2 intense outpatient programs. Intense. Learned a ton. And I made myself focus and learn. And I dug in and I got everything I could get out of it. Then I went to peer support. education, school. And then I started learning everything I could about addiction and started getting involved in everything around here. Then I quit my job and focused on recovery full time, so I would expect myself to be here. I could not see myself still after having done an intense outpatient program, just going to one meeting a week at a home group and share my experience for 5 minutes every other week and not do much more than that, or get involved just enough to, hey, I'm here. What are you doing to get involved? What are you doing to try new things? What are you doing to push yourself into the next level of your recovery? Sorry, those 4 characteristics I listed were for authentic manhood, something from guys to shoot for as they enter into manhood. Let's read those again. Stop being passive. Yeah. Expect God's great reward. Accept responsibility. Leads courageously. Agreed. The dope show in the house. What up, bro? Good to see you. We are talking about leveling up, doing new things that make you grow and make you smarter, make you wiser, to live a better, happy, healthier life, mentally, physically, and spiritually. Are you working on those 3 areas in your life? We are dropping a challenge inside Recovering Addicts Discord that if you can complete the 30 days, you get a full set of merch. And that's just a reward from me to you. And I want you to build new habits. Like I said, if you're looking for 20 things to be grateful for daily, guess what that's doing to your mind? Pulling your butt out of negativity and rewiring it. And the most important thing I've learned about this 14 days is my morning routine. What I'm setting my day up that's going to give it positive momentum and energy. And that's reading this and talking with y'all. It kicks my day off. I'm immediately grateful. I'm immediately in a better mood. And then I go and I wake the kids up with a smile on my face. We're getting ready like right now. Right after this, I'm going to go kick Millie off the couch. She's passed out on the couch. Got Link over here. My son, Amos, my oldest boy, he's in town. He's going to come hiking with us today. I'm going to go wake everybody up. Start getting the house. Backpacks, water, shoes. We're going to putt on over. Grab some energy drinks. Get the dogs loaded. Make sure my camera's ready. Then we're going to go on an amazing hike in the sunshine. We're going to breathe beautiful fresh air this morning. And then I'm going to come home. I'm going to take a nap. It's going to be a great day. What are you going to do today? This little video here we're looking and talking and interacting on could be setting your day up in a positive way, and I hope it is. Kicking you off into the right trajectory instead of a negative trajectory. What are we grateful for? Drop some things we're grateful for right now. I'm grateful that there are 8 people watching right now. I'm grateful that God has blessed me with this equipment that I can do this. I'm grateful that God has given me, and I'm going to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, because I'm going to talk about what I'm grateful for and something I admire about myself. That God's granted me the gifts to be passionate about videos and pictures and recovery. I love it. Family, that's a great thing to be grateful for. I'm grateful for my family too. Man, they crack me up. We have some good times. My daughter's a hoot. Link, nicest kid in the whole world and funny all day long. Look the way he's dressed right now. Put your head on and come over here. He's got his damn Batman onesie on. Hey, Batman. Make sure you look the chest, look all ripped, and you got abs. I love it. I love you guys too, man.
Like, this community is awesome.
Oh.
Around the world.
Very awesome. So if you're in our local program and you're going hiking with us, we will see you there just a little bit before 10. And I'm excited to see y'all. Excited to go walk up this trail and breathe fresh air and say, wow, look at this. I didn't know that was there. Let's go hug some trees. Lick some rocks. Yeah. Oh, here comes Jackie. She knows we're going. All right, y'all. I will be back tomorrow. Actually, we will be back tonight. Tonight at 8 o'clock Mountain Time, my wife and I will be here live on the normal recovering addict side of things and see where we are at. What else do we got going on? It's that 30-day challenge. Jump in the Discord if you're not in there. Get in there. Until then, do not put yourself in a high-risk situation. Stay strong, work your program. And what, Link? Remember, we recover better together.